Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're joining me for the first time, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber or you've watched me before, it's so good to have all of you here. Now, I do have to apologize for not uploading as often as I should have. I know it's been a while.
It's about damn time.
However, I have gone back to work, so it's been quite crazy, it's been quite stressful, preparing for my learners as well. I am glad to be back though, and I definitely will be uploading more. Today I have an exciting new segment for you guys, which is called Afrikaans 101, and basically it's where we're going to go back to the fundamentals of Afrikaans so that your first additional or second additional language can improve. And remember, the basics is fundamental if you're going to be building knowledge on it. Let's get into this lesson. Goeiedag almal. Vandag ons sal oor verlede tyd leer. En ja, ek kan Afrikaans praat. Nou, Engels is my huistaal en Afrikaans is my eerste additional taal. Maar ek is ook Afrikaans onderwyser. Ek weet 'n bietjie Afrikaans. Verlede tyd beteken in Engels past tense. So I will be speaking in English and Afrikaans. Ek sal praat in Engels en Afrikaans. So at any time you may stop the video so that you can go over the rules. You can check whether you are answering the examples correctly, and then you can proceed to seeing the answers. So let's get into this. Verlede tyd reëls. Die eerste reël, jy moet die werkwoord identifiseer. So in any sentence that you're given and asked to do it in the past tense, die verlede tyd, jy moet kyk na die werkwoord, the verb, and once you identify the verb, then you move on to our second step, which is to vervang die werkwoord met het. So you're going to look at your werkwoord and then you're going to take it out and replace it with het. Thereafter, die werkwoord kry 'n g. Jy moet die werkwoord verbind met g. By die einde van die sin, die laaste reël, skuif die werkwoord na die einde van die sin en die werkwoord met die g. So, by die einde van jou sin, dit sal sê geskryf, geskop, geslaap. Now, there is a very special rule which I want to introduce now, which you are going to use, and it's one of our very simple rules, and that is your is and was rule. So basically here, you will see that we do have is and was here at the bottom, and basically when it comes to is and was, you need to think about it in English. And I know you're going to be writing Afrikaans, but if you think about it in English, it will actually assist you in performing this correctly. So if you think about somebody speaking in the present tense and saying, he is sick. If I was reporting that speech and saying it the next day, I would say, he was sick. So remember, is changes to was. So is changes to was in English, and in Afrikaans it's is to was. So please remember that. This is the one where you will not have a het in the sentence. Please remember that. There will be no het and your verb will not move to the end of the sentence. Voorbeelde, examples. Now we're going to go through a few examples to implement our rules so that we understand it better. And now you will actually see when you're given a sentence in Afrikaans, what do you have to do in order to get the sentence correct in the past tense in die verlede tyd. Ons eerste voorbeeld, die seun is sick, the boy is sick. Wat is ons werkwoord? Ons werkwoord is en ek sal 'n W gebruik om die werkwoord te identifiseer. Die seun is sick, wat sal ek doen nou? Sal ek 'n het skryf of 'n g? Sal my werkwoord by die einde van die sin wees? Nee. Here we are going to use our is and was rule. So we will not need a het, nor we will need a g, and our verb will not move any position. Die seun is sick. Ons antwoord, die seun was sick. The boy was sick. Number 2. Mary sing by die konsert. Ons werkwoord in hierdie sin is sing. Mary sing by die konsert. Mary sings at the concert. And here you will see that our verb now. We will have to apply all of our rules that we learned in the previous slide, and let us see what happens. So, Mary, we replace vervang met het. So you're going to replace it with het, so we will have Mary het. Where does our verb go? Our verb goes to the end of the sentence. But does it just go to the end of the sentence? No, there's something else we have to do with our verb. So let us see our answer. Ons antwoord sal wees Mary het babykonsert gesing. Mary, we replaced the verb with het, which is sing. We took sing to the end of the sentence, and then you will see ge in front of it. Because remember I said that we have to join, verbind. Join ge and our verb together. Die derde voorbeeld, ek hou van dans. And as you can see, our verb in the sentence is hou. And we're going to apply the exact same rules. And you will see that we're going to replace hou with our het. And take this to the end of the sentence, adding a ge. Die antwoord, ek het van dans gehou. I like to dance. And then the answer will be, I liked to dance. No, daar is baie spesiale reels. The name of them is not actually special rules. I use the word special rules as they do not conform or they do not use the rules that I've mentioned in the previous slide. And you're going to find out why. Werkwoord, which means our verbs. Woorde wat begin met ge, be, ver, ont, her, and onder. Now, if your verb starts with any of these specific sounds or words, you can see I've given you examples like gebruik, besluit, verwag, verkoop, onthou, ontken, herhaal, and herwin. Now, if you find that your verb is starting with these, then this is actually more exciting because there's one less thing that you actually have to do in order for your sentence to be correct. Geen ge. There is no ge. Meaning your verb goes to the end of the sentence, but it doesn't get a ge. As I said, one less thing to do. Let us go through an example to make this easier for you. Ons voorbeeld. Ek verkoop 5 lekkers. I sell 5 sweets. What is my verb in the sentence? My werkwoord is verkoop. Verkoop begin met ver. And here, if it starts with ver, jy moet stop en dink, sal my werkwoord met ge verbind? Nee. If it starts with ver, you will not join your verb with the ge at the end of the sentence. Ons antwoord sal wees ek het. So we still follow the second rule, which is replace your verb with het. Ek het 5 lekkers verkoop. And as you can see, there is no ge with the verb. So it's one less thing for you to do. All you do is you put in het and you take your verb to the end of the sentence. It's that simple, guys. The next special rule, as jy werkwoord het is. If your verb is a het, if het is your werkwoord, your verb, sal jou sin met a gehad eindig. Your sentence will end on gehad. So let us use an example to better understand this. Amahle het 'n rooi rok. My werkwoord in die sin is het. So the rule is, if you have a het as your verb, what is at the end of our sentence? Gehad. Ons antwoord sal wees Amahle het. Daar is 'n fout in hierdie sin. Daar is nie 2 het nie hier. Daar. So, Amahle het 'n rooi rok gehad. So if you can see here in the sentence, het is still the verb, it's still in the same position. If you want to actually make your life easier, what you can do is write the exact same sentence down, and all you do at the end of the sentence is write gehad. Do you understand? So you will say, Amahle het 'n rooi rok. Amahle has a red dress. But we want to change it to past tense, so it will be Amahle had a red dress. Sinne met 2 werkwoorde. Yeah, a sin kan 2 werkwoorde hê. You need to ask yourself one question, and one question only. Does your verbs occur at the same time? Are they happening whilst another is happening? Now, the reason for this is it's going to determine what your final answer is. It's either going to be yes or no. Now, please do not think of this personally and say, hey, I can eat and sleep at the same time. I can walk and run at the same time. I can swim and eat at the same time. No, it's not about what you can do, but it's about thinking about it logically. Can you eat and sleep at the same time? No, it's most likely impossible. Let us dive into these examples so that you can further understand what I'm talking about. If your answer is no, meaning the verbs cannot happen at the same time or they are not happening at the same time, this is the process that you will follow. Voorbeelde: Bayanda eet en slaap op sy bed. Bayanda eats and sleeps on his bed. So two actions that are happening by Bayanda, where? On his bed. Bayanda het. So what I want you to do is, I want you, which I'm going to actually do now, in future, what you can actually do is bracket eat and slap, because these are your verb, more than one. What happens with our verbs? They go to where? The end of the sentence. The whole process of asking ourselves, do the verbs occur at the same time, is so that we can understand how many kh we're going to add to the end. So, Bayanda het op sy bed geëet en geslaap. Now, please look at this carefully. Our actions here are not happening at the same time. Therefore, they will get a kh. Now, each verb got a kh. So, let me give you a scenario which may actually help you. Let's say, for example, eat represents a 5th grader and slaap represents a 6th grader. Both these learners have come first in their class. What happens when they get awards? They both will receive their own trophies, meaning they will stand alone, and it will happen at 2 separate times. First, the grade 5 that came first in class will go, and thereafter, later in the award ceremony, the grade 6 learner will go to represent their class and get the award, meaning they both get 2 awards, meaning both of them get a kh. They are both affected by the kh. And as you can see, we will add 2 khs at the end of the sentence. Now, if we look on our right hand side, if your answer is yes, meaning, hey, these verbs are occurring at the same time. For example, walking and reading, walking and eating, laying on my bed, listening to music. These things can happen at the same time and they're logical. So it's not like where I'm laying on my bed and sleeping and eating at the same time. So let us look at the example. Bridget dink en huil oor al haar probleme. So Bridget thinks and cries about all her problems. Again, we are going to draw our brackets around our verbs. And we must remember that we need to take this at the end of the sentence. Now, you can actually do this when you're writing. On your question paper, you actually can put a bracket and then just put your arrow so that you know where it is going. Our answer, remember, we are replacing the verb with het. Bridget het oor al haar probleme gedink en huil. Why don't I have 2 ghs? This is because it is happening at the same time. And I'm going to use the same scenario of the 5th grader and 6th grader, but here we are just going to use 6th graders. So let's take, for example, Dunk and Hale. They're both 6th graders and they both came first in the class. Will they both get a separate trophy? No. There's only one trophy created for first in class. Yes, they will get separate certificates, but that doesn't matter now. But they will get a trophy and they will have to share it, meaning they will both have to use that trophy and they can't split it in half. So here, the first verb, please, it's important. The first verb, die eerste werkwoord, sal 'n ge kry. The second verb will remain as it is. So your final answer will be Bridget het oor al haar probleem gedink en huil. Bridget thought and cried about all her problems. So it will receive 1 kh. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you guys learned a lot. If you do need further assistance or you find that you are not understanding it as well, what you can do is you can rewatch the video. But if that's not helping, you can also contact me. You can send me an email, which I will list in the description below. Thank you guys for coming in and watching again. Until our next video, level up.